throwaway account because I don't want this link to my main, and honestly I'm still shaking while typing this. So forgive me if it sounds messy, but I need to get this out before I convince myself I imagined the whole thing. I've been lurking on the darker corners of the internet for years, not because I'm some edgy hacker or a wannabe criminal, but because I've always been fascinated by what people hide when they think no one is watching, you know? I've read the stories about red rooms, human experiments, hitmen for hire scams, the kind of stuff everyone tells you is fake but feels just plausible enough to keep you scrolling at 3 a.m. But I'd never seen anything that made me really believe until last week, when boredom pushed me to explore a forum I'd never noticed before. Buried behind 3 layers of onion links with a CAPTCHA that didn't just ask for letters or pictures, but questions, personal ones like, what was your first memory? And have you ever watched someone die? The second I clicked submit, I felt this cold drop in my stomach, like I'd just answered something I shouldn't have. But the page loaded into what looked like an old-school Reddit clone. Plain black background, white text, thread titles in red. Except every single post had a timestamp less than 5 minutes old. And the usernames were all random strings of numbers like they'd been auto-generated. The first thread I clicked was titled, Observation Thread 14, and inside was nothing but a single video player with the word live in the corner. The feed was grainy and black and white, showing a tiny room with a girl, maybe 16 or 17, sitting on a metal chair with her wrist tied, her head down. I thought it was some horror ARG at first until the chat on the side caught my eye. People posting commands in real time like make her stand, cut her hair, turn off the light, and every 30 seconds or so a man in a ski mask would enter the frame and follow the instructions exactly. No hesitation. It wasn't staged, not with the way she flinched every time he touched her. I wanted to close the window, but my mouse froze for a second like my computer was lagging, and when it caught up, there was a new chat message from System. User 51827 now, an active participant. I swear to God, I hadn't typed anything, but a menu popped up in the corner with options. Observe, request, control. My heartbeat was in my throat, but I clicked observe, and it dropped me into another feed, this one showing a guy in a dingy apartment pacing back and forth while a similar masked figure followed him, holding a knife, and every command in the chat. Make him kneel, take off his shoes, was obeyed without question. I exited, clicked another thread, another feed, another person, sometimes in rooms, sometimes outdoors, all under the same quiet control. And the worst part was some of them didn't even look scared. They looked empty, like whatever was happening had been going on for so long they didn't care anymore. I was about to kill my browser when the page refreshed, and a new sticky thread appeared at the top. Observation thread. 51,827, my own number. And when I clicked it, the video that loaded was of my bedroom, from the angle of the corner near my closet, the exact same messy bed, the exact same hoodie draped over my chair. The timestamp read live, and there I was on screen, sitting at my desk, staring into my laptop, the same position I was in at that moment. But in the feed, I wasn't alone. A tall figure in a ski mask stood just behind me, still as stone, his hand slowly raising something shiny toward my neck while the chat filled with commands like wait until they read this, make it slow, turn off the lights. And I don't even remember pushing away from the desk or grabbing my phone. I just ran, left the apartment barefoot. Didn't even lock the door. I've been staying with a friend since, and I haven't gone back. But every time I close my eyes, I see the feed, my own number at the top. And I keep wondering how long that camera has been there, how many observation threads I've already starred in without knowing, and whether one day, soon the chat will decide they're done watching.